Hi guys, the adventurous allotmenteer here. I'm on my allotment here on my with my yuzu plant, which you can see in front of me. Now I wanted to make a video because I've found some interesting observations with my yuzu, which is basically I've got two yuzu plants. One is this one, which is grafted, and the other one is in the pot down there, which is grown from seed. I wanted to make some observations between the two plants, and basically it's quite interesting. And it just shows the effect that grafting has on certain plants. So for example, I'll have a look at this one. This is a seed grown yuzu. It's right there in the pot, you can see it. Now if you look at it carefully, you can see that all the new growth is at different size. So all the growth around the centre, you've got the smallest leaf just there, like facing away from me, and then you've got varying sizes of leaves depending on when the leaf grew. So each leaf grows at a different time. You can see that, right? That's on a yuzu grown from seed. So if I put that down, yeah. Now if you look at this yuzu, if I take you into the top here, we've got some new growth emerging on this yuzu, right? But if I take you in, I don't know whether you can see it. Yeah, you can see that there, just right in the middle of those top leaves there. Yeah. Now, what that's grown is not leaves, but a stem. Now if you can see, it's just there where my finger is. And that is a stem, and this is what happened this year to this. So all these branches here that you can see, they were all like this, like what's emerging here. So it was they grew the stem all at once, which was, in fact, all of the plant grew like that, as you can see. Now this is really interesting because the difference between this one and that one is how it grows. So as I've mentioned just then, it grows entire stems instead of individual leaves like this. But why would a yuzu do that? You know, why don't they just grow the same time? You know, they're both yuzu, so what's the difference? Well, it would turn out that it's the grafting that's the difference. The grafting on this one is a Poncirus. So this is different. If this was grafted onto a Maxima or another, or a Citrange or anything like that, the growth would be like this one. But this is grown on a Poncirus. Now Poncirus are interesting because they're winter deciduous, one of the only citrus relatives that are winter deciduous. So what happens basically, of course, is that the Poncirus will put out a new flush of growth every year, and it will be spring growth. So most of the growth that comes into the Poncirus will be spring growth, and that is basically what's happening here. This yuzu thinks that with the flush of new growth that it's getting new spring growth. So that's why it's growing it all at once, because Poncirus flushes new growth in the spring. Most of its growth will come up, say, in March or April, and then it will just not grow much more foliage after that. That'll be its whole season's growth. And that is exactly what's happening with this grafted yuzu. So that's just I thought that'd be a very interesting video to show you the differences between a seed grown yuzu like the one down there and a grafted yuzu, and how that can have a different effect on growth. I think that's really fascinating. But either way, they're both healthy plants. You can see here, how healthy is that? That's very healthy. I'm happy with that. Unfortunately it won't flower this year, but it might well flower next year. And yeah, so yeah, I thought I'd share that with you, just a point of interest really. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching that. Please like it if you have, and if you've got any comments about this, if you've had this happen to you before, if you've got a Poncirus grafted yuzu, let me know, and please subscribe as well, of course, if you haven't. That would help greatly, and I'll see you next time for another video. Alright, see you next time.